This is a compilation of my best YouTube shorts in all of 2024 with extra video notes. If you like all of these, then consider subscribing, but thank you for being here and let's get into all the videos. This is the world's largest Rubik's Cube, so big that each piece is the size of one regular cube. But can you use this in an actual competition? Well, no. According to Rule 2K6, a competitor cannot compete with the expectation of getting a poor result, which is probably why it's not under WCA puzzles on SpeedCubeShop.com, but still 10,000 likes and I'll go to a competition and try that. Another day, another Rubik's Cube. What do you expect from me? But this is the Blade Cube, which has sharp pieces like this that cut you whenever you turn the cube. Kind of like this. And it's sharp enough that it can cut a potato like I did in a video a few weeks ago, which hey, you can watch down below. But for some reason on SpeedCube Shop, it's called the Pandora Cube. It's almost like they don't want to call it a knife. But subscribe if you want to see more weird Rubik's Cubes like this. This version 2 chops through everything. This is the Blade Cube, and I call it that because it has sharp edges right here. Well, sort of, it just kind of pinches you like this. But that's not good enough around here, so I'm introducing a little update, or like a do not try at home type of version. And that's where we get this. And because of the SpeedCube Shop sale, I could pick up one of these for close to nothing using my code, of course. So because of that, I ended up building this stupid cube, and I think it's a big upgrade from the old one, mainly because it chops everything now. But subscribe because 500 likes and I'll solve it. Regular Rubik's Cube versus world's sharpest Rubik's Cube. Which one is faster? We're of course going to be using the wireless timer from SpeedCubeShop.com, but you probably have a good guess of who's going to win, so let me know in the comments. 3, 2, 1, go. Now at the start, the regular one is off to a horrible start because you can't even see it, but it's nowhere near as bad as the sharpest cube, which seems to be taking its time. Anyways, the regular one is finally done with a time of 22 seconds. And it's not till another 2 minutes and 4 seconds later where the spiked cube finally finishes. With a +2 if it even matters at this point. But subscribe if you thought that it was still pretty cool. These cubes look difficult, but are actually very easy. First off is the gear cube, which takes 6 turns to return back to the cube shape, making it much easier because there's less possible combinations. This cube looks like a 2x2, which basically makes it as easy, just with some other pieces that can be solved by randomly turning. Next up is a 4x4, and it seems crazy to call it easy, but it can just be solved by random movements. Easier than all of those though is subscribing, which would truly mean a lot, and it's just right there. These are the 3 best-selling Rubik's Cubes to ever exist, going from the least sold to most. First, at number 3, we have the Pyraminx, which has sold over 90 million units, and it's one of my favorite easy puzzles. But at number 2, of course, we have the 2x2, selling over 450 million units. Not even talking about the speed cubes like this, just the Rubik's brand. So we can guess probably around 500 million 2x2s. Now at number 1, of course, we have the Rubik's Cube. The 3x3 is so popular that the entire category is just called Rubik's Cubes, with well over 500 million of these Rubik's brand 3x3s being sold. And if you want to contribute to that, then use code SHEP at SpeedCubeShop.com. Check. Three, 2, 1.
Oh my god. Oh, crap.
Hopefully this looks appetizing, guys, and as an American, I would totally eat this deep-fried Rubik's Cube, which you could get at SpeedCubeShop.com. These are the 3 rarest Rubik's Cubes, going from most common to a 1-of-1 cube. This is a 1 of 2003 Rubik's promotional cube that's over 2 decades old. And if you couldn't tell by its age, it's by far the worst turning cube, even compared to number 1. And at number 2, this just looks like a normal Rubik's clock. A few weeks ago, I put it inside of a toaster, making it the first toasted Rubik's Cube. At number 1 though is taking toasting to a whole nother level. It's my new favorite cube, and this is my deep fried Megaminx. And despite after me deep frying it at over 400 degrees, it still somehow turns. Better than number 3 too. Let's get to 4K subs. Most of my viewers don't know how to solve the Rubik's Cube, and if that is you, then this is the perfect time for you to learn, because this is the Moyu RS3M, which now costs less than a bag of Doritos. If you're completely new to cubing, there's something called speed cubes, which are better, cheaper, and slightly illegal. And on SpeedCubeShop.com, the most legendary cube ever is down to just $5.99, and somehow being cheaper than a party-sized bag of Doritos, a 20-ounce bottle of Arizona iced tea, and this video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. These puzzles look like Rubik's Cubes, but actually aren't. So starting off, we have this cube, which looks normal until you realize that it changes colors. Just like those 3D bookmarks that we all had at some point. Not a Rubik's Cube though. And at number 2, we have a speed cube, which because of a little thing called patents, this cannot legally be called a Rubik's Cube. So even though it basically is, every company just calls it speed cubes. And at number 1 looks pretty normal. until you rotate it and realize that it's two normal Rubik's Cubes tied together. But even though you can buy it on Speedcube Shop, it's still not a Rubik's Cube. But subscribe if you think that the world's sharpest Rubik's Cube or fried cube, which one do you like better? Now impressively, the Mega Mini still turns, well, whenever it wants to, but impressive as it got deep fried in 400-degree oil. Next up though is a newer one, which is the world's sharpest cube, which I think explains itself, but if you want to know more, and then watch the video down there and tell me in the comments which one you like better.
Warning, the following program.
We lead waffle.
Waffle gang representing with a breakfast case.
Dang, that's a lot of views. What if I just... This is the Rubik's clock, and will it toast? Just like the balloon, this is the stupid idea that was pretty cool. This is not a good idea, and no, it does not toast. Subscribe. I'm actually angry right now. No, not because of this beautiful Speedcube Shop mini mat, or because I lost my light. Now the lighting looks kind of weird, but because I was going to be the first person to solve a Rubik's Cube in a human balloon, and attempt it on a live for almost 2 hours, and here's how it went. 3, 2, 1. Go. It's safe to say that I didn't get the world record yet, but I will be trying again later this week, so subscribe so you don't miss it. This is the metallic cube, and it solves exactly like a regular Rubik's Cube. It actually turns pretty good. Just make sure not to solve it, or else it'll look extremely ugly from all the fingerprints. Seriously, how did they make it this way? But you can of course get this cube on speedcubeshop.com using code SHEP, because if you twist a Rubik's Cube corner at a competition, you'll be banned for life. But there are certain cases where this is legal. This is a regular Rubik's Cube, and if you accidentally twist it while turning, the cube will become impossible to solve. For instance, this case, or even this case. And because it's impossible, you have to correct the cube mid-solve to be able to complete the cube. This exact thing happened back in 2014 on a world record attempt where he lost the record due to a corner twist. Subscribe though, because now you know that. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe, and I will see y'all next time.